Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video we're going to be speaking about Cardi B. I already spoke about her a little earlier today, but we're going to be speaking about her again because there's more stuff going on. So if you're interested in Cardi B, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like getting into for real, then go on ahead and subscribe and let's get into this video. Okay, so apparently there is drama in regards to Cardi B and the Met Gala, okay? There's some stuff that has gone on and fans are reacting all over Twitter. So we are going to talk about it. Okay, so before I get into videos and tweets and all of that great stuff, just to give a little backstory, obviously we know the Met Gala was yesterday and Cardi B had on this big poofy gown and it looked like she was being interviewed and asked about the gown and asked about her look and her makeup, traditionally how artists do when they're on the carpet. And it looks like Cardi B couldn't think of the person's name or whatever the case. And so she responded very quickly and just said, he's Asian or whatever. And that caused a bunch of different people to explode on the internet. So let's take a look at the video and then we'll go from there.
But you feel amazing? Who made this?
I feel amazing. It's this amazing designer. They're Asian and everything. So yeah.
Okay, so that was a video that caused all of the discussion online, why everybody is upset, and it's clear that she had a lapse. So if you watch the video, you can see that she didn't know or she couldn't think, so she just said the first thing that came to her mind, which normally isn't the best way to go. If she had a lapse in her memory, she could have just said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like I love this look. I forget the designer's name, but he's extremely talented and he's wonderful. And I just can't remember his name right now, but I will get back to you on it," or something similar to that. But because she said, "Oh yeah, he's Asian," it just kind of reduced him to, okay, he's an Asian designer. But she didn't praise him. She didn't say like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing and he's so talented and he's so gifted and he worked very hard on this," and like tried to, upsell him as much as possible. She just kind of said the first thing that came to her mind. She probably didn't mean anything bad by it. Like, I don't get that she meant to be disrespectful necessarily, but it comes across that way when you kind of just name someone's race as you mention them. Does that make sense? So imagine like if somebody was like, "Hey, who designed your dress? Who's it?" He was like, "Oh, well, I'm not exactly sure, but like they're black." You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like that. Like, it just sounds like, well, they're black. Well, what does that mean? I feel like she could have said it in a different way. I do not get malice from what she said. Like, she was intentionally trying to be funny or anything like that. But I can definitely see how it came across. Like, she could have said something else, but in that moment, that's what she decided to say. So even though I don't feel like she was purposely trying to be funny or purposely trying to be rude, it does come across as ignorant when you respond that way, opposed to she could have said anything else if she didn't know the designer's name. She didn't necessarily have to mention his race in reference to him. She could have just said like, he is this amazing guy. The race part is what people are stuck on, opposed to using any other way to describe him as, a person or a designer. So I don't think the designer himself came out to respond, but somebody who was attached to Vogue and the Met Gala and everything like that apparently had something to say to Cardi B, and the fans caught it. So let me bring that up. Okay, so this is a man who is a former manager of something having to do with Vogue. I don't know. He's attached to Vogue is all I know, okay? And his name is Gilbert Cheech. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. And they said, "For the record and recognition, and no thanks to Cardi B, the designer of her gown is Senshin Lee, who's Chinese. The gown took 2 months to make." Oh my god. "I personally think it's boring and not even on theme." Oh, why do you have to knock the dress like that of the designer? And but she chose it and should have at least remembered his name and not just that he's Asian. Roll eye emoji. So this is the man who apparently made that comment, at least according to Twitter, and him standing next to, I believe that's Anna Wintour. So, woo! Not he called the dress boring and not on theme, and then also went to go and say, oh, but she chose it. Okay, but he was right in the way that, hey, she should have remembered his name. You know what I'm saying? And if she couldn't remember his name, I would have just said in a quick, in that moment to the interviewer, like, hey, oh my gosh, I want to tell you who designed it, but man, I can't think of the name right now. Yeah, that would have been embarrassing to say, on the interview, like, dang, I can't think of his name right now. That's really embarrassing. But I would have said that before I went straight to the fact that, he's just an Asian designer. So, that could have easily been the case, right? So Cardi B apparently responded to this comment that he left.
Hi guys, I want to make this very clear because I see a former director of Vogue trying to be funny, or like maybe because he felt offended about something or whatever. And I see a lot of you guys fake gagging on Twitter. But I want to make this very clear, right? First thing first, when I was on the carpet, I was very scared because the dress was supposed to be like on a little podium, and I've been practicing how to pose on the podium, but at the carpet I wasn't allowed to use the podium, so I had a lot of things on my mind, and I was being rushed to the front of the line. So when I was getting interviewed, I kind of forgot to pronounce the designer's name because his name is a little bit complicated. So I was like, damn, how to pronounce his name? Like my mind was just racing. I think the former director of Vogue, he got offended because I said Asian designer. I said Asian designer because I know that the designer was Asian, but I wasn't sure what nationality the designer was. And I feel like it's offensive if I was to be like, oh, some Chinese designer, or some Korean designer, or some Vietnamese designer, because I feel like I don't want to get somebody's nationality mixed up. So I said an Asian designer. So I didn't say that to be offensive or to get your little Speedos in a bunch. But I do feel like, as a person that work in fashion, I feel like the designer and my stylist, we work really hard for this theme. So for you to be kind of shady because you feel offended or whatever, it just proves why you're the former director. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're trying to offend me, but you're actually offending the people that work behind the scenes. You're actually offending the people that spend hours and hours on phone calls and on Zooms and money on this design, just because you got offended by a comment that I made without you not even knowing why I said it, how I said it. And for you guys to talk about like, oh, she don't know this, she's not a fashion, she's this, she's not going to get invited this year. Baby, I'm Cardi B.
Okay, so that was Cardi B's response. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. So Cardi B in this response decided to double down on what she said, which I'm going to tell y'all right now, that wasn't the right decision. That wasn't the right decision at all, especially then the director is also Asian. This person she's talking to is also Asian. Oh, it just doesn't look good optically. It just doesn't look good. The best thing she should have did was just apologize. That's all she should have just been like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to offend anyone. When I said that he was Asian, it was a lapse of like, I couldn't think of his name. I wasn't trying to be offensive. She should have just apologized and admitted like, hey, I know that did sound a little bit weird. I didn't mean for it to. But I sincerely apologize. I found out his name. His name is this. He's a wonderful designer. She should have went that route. She should have came to that video with his name, the appropriate designer's name, said his name, praised him on the video, said that she didn't mean it to sound weird. She wasn't trying to. Instead, she got offended by him being offended. You don't get offended by other people being offended by things that you do. That's counterproductive. She should have just said, you got it. I understand how this looks. You know what I mean? Even if she didn't mean it that way. It's just, and she makes things more difficult. Then she makes things more worse because now you're putting out videos. Now people are going to spread the video around and say how she's being insensitive. And it's like, no, I don't think she was being racist or anything like that. I don't think that was the intention. But when you name somebody by their race instead of any other characteristic first, it just looks funny, you know? She should have just apologized, in my opinion. So people were dragging her for that. And so after that, people were pulling out all this stuff about her in regards to the Met Gala. Also, after the fact of the backlash and everything, she did come out and name the designer, but this was too little too late. You know what I'm saying? This was too little too late. This is after everything. She said, I have to give another thank you to Winston by Sen Lee. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, guys. I choose you because you are amazing, talented, and you came through really making this Met Gala a night to remember. I understand this, and this was nice of her to do, but the point is, I can imagine how the director, or not the director, I'm sorry, the designer felt initially when that was their moment to get some public recognition, and she couldn't remember the name, and she just said he was Asian. I can imagine how he probably felt like watching the interview, and then how he felt seeing her like respond online in a video, again, not mentioning him, you know? Like, I would be a little bit hurt personally, and I definitely wouldn't work with Cardi again on a design if I was him, because for somebody to spend a lot of time on something for you, and that person's gonna hold a special place in my heart. Any designer that I am working with is gonna hold a special place in my heart every single year, and I'm gonna remember their name. I'm gonna have a relationship with them enough to know their on a first name basis. That's just me. But anyway. So, some information is going around. This is alleged because I don't know where this information is coming from. This is just going all over Twitter right now. So, either somebody leaked this information or this is not true. But either way, it says, well, Cardi wasn't officially invited by Go by Vogue to the Met. Yet again, she was invited by Instagram, who sponsored a table and was then approved by Vogue to attend. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I hope that's not true. Having worked at Meta specifically on the Met Gala, I know how it works. She's been invited by Instagram 3 years running. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I hope this is just a rumor. And yeah, Instagram is fine. That's totally fine. There's no shade to Instagram or nothing like that. But if you're not being invited by, like, basically the Met Gala is just letting you in type of deal, but you weren't formally invited by the Met Gala people, that's really embarrassing. So I hope that's not true, but this is the rumor, okay? Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about that, but let's go ahead and get into some tweets because a lot of people on Twitter are just talking. Okay, so some comments read, this isn't 2018 anymore, and if you were going to the Met, at least do some research on what you're wearing. The response, Asian is so disrespectful. Yeah, it kind of minimizes them. No class, what a difference. Nikki cared to bring her designer with her. Disappointing and distasteful for the designer and the team behind that dress. Wow, no words needed. He's not the director of Vogue. He's a senior editor. Two different things. Mind your business, saggy titties. What? No lie, that was rude and tasteless of her. It wasn't funny, and if I was him, I wouldn't design for her again. Yeah, no. If you can't remember the designer's name, stop using their word. Yeah, I'm gonna remember my designer's name. This person says, can't stop thinking about how Cardi didn't know her designer's name and said, this is an amazing designer, he's Asian and everything. It felt like I was watching an SNL skit. This person says, Cardi B not remembering the name of the person who designed her dress for the Met Gala is just calling him some Asian is just disrespectful. Cardi B not knowing the name of the person who designed her Met Gala outfit, like, what the F, saying they're Asian, what the F, that's so disrespectful. Like, the most bare minimum thing is to know a person whom you bought and rented the dress from. This person says, as in many cases, Cardi B lacks the tact and grace, saying the designer's name or saying the designer's Asian and everything and disregarding is disrespectful. At least have some decency to remember the people that take months to create these gowns. This is why the dress was ugly and not on theme anyway. This person says, I don't think Cardi was calling the designer Asian that offended the Vogue employee. I think it's that she had no idea who she was wearing and reduced them to just an Asian designer. Not people trying to clock Cardi for saying her designer is Asian by saying, but she doesn't like people calling her Mexican. I would say open the schools, but school ain't even over yet. You bitches just effing stupid as hell. This person said, so instead of apologizing, she referred to the designer as Asian and everything. She posted this. I had a lot of things on my mind, but Cardi has already deleted the video. Cardi didn't know the designer's name when asked. She replied, "They're Asian and everything." Look at what the man who designed the dress for Cardi posted on his own Instagram story. Like, how are you mad at someone who's saying Asian designer? Huge publications are doing the same thing and he ain't offended by it. So the fake outrage needs to stop. And then she posted him and then Asian designers who stole the show at the Met Gala. So yeah, I think that's a little bit different than when you're asked about a person directly though. Okay, you guys. So yeah, that is what's going on. That is what's going on. People are rumoring and speculating that Cardi B isn't going to be invited to another Met Gala because of this and everything like that, like that she's being banned and the rumors are swirling. What do you guys think about this? Do you think she's going to be banned? I don't know. I don't think so. And do you think that she was right, wrong, in between? Somebody's gonna cuss me out down below. I don't care, child. Go at it, have fun. And that's it for this one, guys. This is messy, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.